All right, so what I have here today on Christmas Eve. Oh, and check this out. Haven't had snow at all this year. And on Christmas Eve, it starts snowing. Look at that. Pretty cool. We don't get a lot of snow up here in the Northwest. Around where I live, anyway. I used to live down in Portland, Oregon. And we'd get a fair amount of snow. You know, it would maybe not snow very much one year and then be crazy the next year. But now I'm up here by Seattle and it hardly ever snows. So anyway, let's get back to it. This is the Tomoquads Mach 3. And this thing is so sick. Oh my god. I just have to have one of these for myself. So actually, this was going to be for myself, but then I talked to a guy. He had been looking forward to getting one of my builds, so I knew I had all the stuff on the way for this quad, so I told him I would sell it to him, so he bought it. So this is his, but once I saw it, I was like, man, I have to have one for myself. So I got another one on the way, and then I ordered a couple extra canopies, and I had them sent to a place to get hydro dipped. So they're gonna be looking so sick, because if you don't know, this comes with these Lexan canopies that go over the top, and if you get them hydro dipped, they look so sick. Let's see, so you got the camera mount right here. It goes up front. I'm not gonna mount it right now, but I still got some more stuff to do. This isn't finished yet, but this goes up front. And then the canopy, I don't even know. I guess it goes around the side there. It screws into the sides of the cam mount right there. And then bolts down to the standoffs. There's these standoffs that go in the back here. And it bolts down to that. So it's going to look pretty sick when it's done, especially with the hydro dip canopy. It's going to look so nice. But anyway, yeah, and then it has this little LED bar, and I happen to have one of these LEDs with the buzzer in it, and it slides in there just perfectly. So that's going to look real nice on the back there, having your buzzer and your LEDs. This one I went with the Speedix 20 amp ESCs, the BLHES, and the Omnibus F3 since it has a built-in PDB. Some T-Motor Rotor-X 1306 4100 kV. And Aero Micro and VTX03. I'm not sure where the VTX03 is going to go. I guess on top of the flight controller. The nice thing about using single ESCs on a build is having so much extra room in your stack, you know. So it's going to be so low. The VTX03 will fit on there perfect. And from having the cuts in the side of the canopy there, you're going to easily be able to get to the button on the VTX. So that'll be nice. Let's see. So let's check some measurements real quick. So the thickness is, whoa. Oh, for a second it said 4 and I was like, what? I thought it was 3. It's 3 millimeters thick. It's pretty stiff. Really stiff for 3 millimeter. Some nice carbon. Tomo has the best carbon. I love the design of the ends of the arms. It looks so awesome. And once again, his TPU looks amazing. Just so perfect. Nicely done, Tomo. I think it's around 150 motor to motor. Uh, 135, 136, 137, 138, about 138. Smaller than I thought it was. And I just love this design. It's just so nice. When I first saw it, I wasn't really a huge fan of it. I don't know why. I don't know. It didn't look that cool in the pictures that I saw. But in person, it looks awesome. I mean, I would definitely recommend it if you aren't too keen on the looks of the canopy. I mean, you can do lots of different things with the canopy, or you can even leave the canopy off. You could take this completely away, you know, and go a different route. Something, some kind of 20 by 20 mount or something, you know, but you do have this front piece sticking out. But you don't even have to use the canopy. I mean, you could have some kind of 20 by 20 piece top plate there. It'd be cool if you had a second kind of design for this with a different top plate that was the same shape as the bottom plate. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that canopy looks sick, and it's gonna look even sicker when it's dipped. Canopy's fairly thick. It's bendy, but it's not. It doesn't feel like it would break very easily, especially once it's mounted. I mean, if it's screwed down to the sides right here in the front, and then 2 bolts going down into those aluminum standoffs, I mean, it's not going to be going nowhere. And I don't feel like it would break very easily in a crash. Up here is probably where it'd be hit the most, and it's pretty hard right there. It's super hard. You can't push in on it at all. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Let's see, I think that's about all I got on this one. You can see the arms are wide enough as you get closer to the middle for these ESCs, and these are the SpeedX 20 amp. They're pretty narrow ESCs. They're basically the smallest 20 amp ESCs that I know of. Yeah, they're a little over 11 millimeters wide, almost 11 and a half. The arm, when you get towards the outside, it's like 8, almost 8.5, and then the very inside, you're looking more at like 14. Maybe 13. 13 millimeters wide. So if there's any other ESCs that you know of that are 13 or less millimeters wide, you know, they'll work just fine. You can see these aren't sticking out really past the arms. They're just right. So yeah, I can't wait to get this finished up. I will show you guys the finished product when it's done. It's basically almost done now. But yeah, there you go. Tomoquads Mach 3. Pick one up at tomoquads.com. And Merry Christmas. All right.